Alright everybody, it's finally happened. The Metal Hand of God podcast has finally got an online merch store. It's located at teepublic.com. That's right, teepublic, T-E-E, public.com. Go there, to their website, type in MHOG, and a variety of art designs will pop up, where you can put them on t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, pandemic masks. That's right, we also have pandemic masks. The new fashion accessory for the year 2020 into 2021. We have wall art, notebooks, mugs, pillows, pins, you name it. Hey, you want stickers? Magnets? How about a phone case? That's right, you can get an MHOG phone case just by going to teepublic.com. A variety of sizes and colors, and the quality is hands down the best you're gonna find. That's right, MHOG merch store at teepublic.com. You're part of the family. Might as well really be part of the family and grab yourself an MHOG tee at teepublic.com. Thanks for listening to the MHOG podcast and for all your support through the years. We want to see those t-shirts outside, so go to TeePublic, order your MHOG merch today. teepublic.com.
But take from them everything!
And welcome back to the Metal Hand of God podcast. I am your host, Wayne, and with me, as always, is not the Rum Guy. Today, we have a very special co-host. He's a one-of-a-kind gentleman that dances the one-legged jig in a jelly bowl of fluid. I don't fucking know.
Look, no, for the right amount, you can have Jab Leone do that for you, okay?
There you go. Our boy Josh, a.k.a. Jab Leone, is on the show today as the co-host. What's up, dude?
What up?
And we have a really awesome guest today, Mr. Brian Zimmerman. What's happening, dude?
Hey, man, I'm good. How you guys?
Good. Hey, so we're going to start this off with you telling the people out there what exactly you do, and we'll to break the ice. Let everybody know why you're here.
Okay. Well, golly, when you ask what I do, I've done a lot of crap. But my first and foremost love is puppetry. I'm a puppeteer. I've been doing it for 45 years. I started when I was 10, so you do the math.
Wow.
But yeah, so I've pretty much been working in puppetry for that long, all over the world. I've traveled all over and done a lot of different projects. And yeah, I just recently moved back here last February from living in Asia for 20 years.
Wow.
So
that's fucking
Oh,
cool.
shit,
That's
dude.
really
yeah,
Asia.
so well, I was living in Singapore for 5 years. I moved to Singapore in 2000. I lived there for 5 years.
That's weird because, like, since quarantine, I've been singing like I'm poor, too, so.
Well, you've been singing like you're poor? Well,
No,
yeah, I don't think you can live in Singapore if you're poor. It's one of the most expensive countries in the world.
Oh,
But
shit.
anyway, I lived there for 5 years, and then I moved to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and I lived there for 15 years.
Dope.
And then I moved back here last February, and talking about a mix of culture shock and COVID shock. It's been crazy. So
are they suffering over there as well, or is it just like, America's just kind of fucked because we're, Americans?
well, that actually, it's getting a little worse over there. But for a long time, it was pretty controlled because, first of all, in Asia, lots of people wear masks already. That's kind of part of their culture. They just kind of do. Like
Right.
in Japan, And even in Malaysia and Korea and different places, you'll see a lot of people wearing masks just because they just don't want to be breathing your funk, you know? And so when this thing hit, it was kind of natural to them. So like in Malaysia where I was, when COVID really became, because when I moved, when I actually left Malaysia in January, and I spent 2 weeks in Canada, and then I came back down to the States on the 1st of February. And so when I left, it was just starting. I mean, you know, there were rumors about this crazy flu in China, blah, blah, blah. It hadn't really even gotten into Malaysia that much or anywhere else I'd been. And so when it hit, they pretty much got it under control, you know, because the government said, look, okay, this thing is getting serious. Everyone wear a mask. If you don't wear a mask, you're going to get fined. And you can't go beyond 10 miles of your home, you know, only for emergencies like groceries and crap like that. And so they really contained it pretty well, unlike here, because, you know, here you have so many people, I'm not wearing a mask. It's my right not to wear a mask, you know.
That's right.
So it just gets worse. But yeah, it was under control for a long time, and it's just recently started to kind of have its second round, you know.
Oh, that's the best stuff right there. You know, let's just keep the bullshit going. But speaking of other countries, I mean, we didn't discuss this or not, but I'm actually a DJ, and I work in a gentleman's club. Well, there's another DJ I work with saying that out in China, he has a friend that works out there. They have no idea that this is going on. They have no idea, like, America's still in, like, this regression with the
Really?
Yeah, with COVID. They're not wearing masks. Dude, I have tons of videos. Tons of videos from this guy.
Wait, they don't have television?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Media blackout. No, media blackout, dude. That's kind of like what happened right before COVID. There was Hong Kong protests. Us Americans didn't really know anything about that, but that was happening right before COVID.
No shit.
Oh yeah. I didn't find out until my nerdy ass fucking heard some shit.
Are you saying your friend's saying this is because they have their crap together, or because they're just not letting anybody know about what's going on?
I think it's a mixture of both. I think
because I'll tell you something, when you're talking about, like, you know, information blackout or whatever it was, the term you just used, that's very real over there. I mean, you can't even, they don't have access to Facebook or YouTube or WhatsApp or any of that stuff over there. They have their own versions, you know.
No shit.
So, yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I was finding that a little it was kind of odd, because just recently I was trying to talk to one of our other guys who were on the show. His name's Mart. He's from the UK. And I was sending him something, and it said I couldn't send him that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this now? Like, all of a sudden, I can't send, you know, my friend some shit. And it's like, nope, you can't send that. I'm like, okay. And it was only on like messengers and stuff. Like, you can't send because of the rules or whatever the hell's going on with the quote. I have air quotes on, called freedom of speech thing that we're not having anymore. Which, by the way, it's going to get worse, especially for guys like us.
Wait a minute. You said guys like us, and you trying to send them something. Are you trying to send this dude a titty pic?
Yeah.
Like, just say it.
No.
Say it.
No. It was just a link to, like, one of my to our website for something. He wanted to look up one of the first episodes he was on, which by the way was like episode 30, and this will be this will be episode 656 or something like that. So yeah, it was a long time ago. But so I was sending him a link to it, and it says you can't send that link to Mart or whatever because of the UK rules and this and that. And I'm going, what the fuck, man? That's crazy.
Where you were trying to send it to him? From where?
Just through Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but
the
you were
messenger.
Sending it to him in the UK.
Yeah, he lives in the UK, so I was just sending it, that was so he flagged that message, and I'm like, wow. And then I read recently that they are about to launch some sort of I don't even know what it is, some sort of program that's going to go in. Listen to this. This is insane. It's probably some kind of conspiracy theory thing. But
flipping my tinfoil hat right now.
Yeah, pretty much. But what they're saying is they're launching this program that's going to go into like all these streaming services that do music and podcasts and like news and stuff. and it's going to have an algorithm that pinpoints certain words and what's said, and it pulls the entire episodes and songs off of the list.
Oh, yeah.
So
well, YouTube already does that. I mean,
well, yeah,
they
they do.
algorithms
They do that
track
with
down
like
on your content.
yeah, with like copyrighted music and things like
Fucking
that.
Facebook, bro. I did a Justin Timberlake cover, and 5 years later they take that bitch down. 5 years later, like where the fuck were you?
Did you really?
Where were you? Half the
What's been
goddamn
so long?
decade.
I never knew you did one of those. I have to check that out. Where's it at?
It's gone now.
Well,
Facebook.
send it to me.
What you want me to do? Fucking
I gotta
ask
eat.
Facebook, like, hey, like,
gotta
yo,
eat.
Zuckerberg, can you please send me my video that you took down 5 fucking years ago? He's not gonna fucking do that.
Oh wait, it was just on there. I got it. I thought you recorded it. That's why I was like, oh, you should send me that. It's funny.
No, I did one of my shitty live acoustic shows. You know, like I did
yeah.
back and back.
I remember that. I remember when you were doing that.
Yeah, it was very depressing times.
I did. I felt sorry for you. Okay. So Brian. So
Yeah, I was just gonna say, but back to the China thing, man. Yeah, when I lived in Malaysia, like because I had friends in China. I've been to China a lot of many times, and if I wanted to send a friend in China, a video I made on YouTube, whatever, none of that, I couldn't get any of that crap through.
wow.
It's like they just block it all, and you tell them, hey, yeah, check out my Facebook. They're like, oh, sorry, man, what Facebook? What? It's like, never mind.
What's a Facebook?
They have WeChat. They use WeChat, man. That's the big thing in China is WeChat. And
Like from the Nintendo?
That's what I'm thinking.
No. It's a program. It's a chat program. It's called WeChat, and they even pay for crap. Like you go there, in some stores you have to pay for things with WeChat. It's like a what do you call it? A money app and a chatting app, and it does everything, man.
Wow, they really.
Anyway, I'm sorry. You were going to ask me something. I'm sorry.
No, man, I was just trying to get back onto the line of puppets, man.
Interrupt Wayne as much as possible. You're the same thing to me.
That's okay, man. That's okay.
No, now
back to the puppet thing. I was because you were kind of asking me what I did while I was there. There was not a lot going on in Asia with puppets, and I had to create a lot of my own stuff. When I was in Singapore, I hooked up with Disney and started working with them, and started off kind of casting kids for different shows they were doing and stuff. And when they found out I was a puppeteer, they're like, "Oh, we got this new show we want to do," and so I helped them develop the show and became a puppeteer on the show. We did like 104 episodes of that. And I worked with Nickelodeon, producing some interstitials for them with puppets and different companies in that part of the world. Like out of Australia, there's a company called Zumu. I did a few seasons of a show there, doing puppets and then created a lot of my own stuff because they don't have the same, especially in Asia, like Malaysia, Singapore. They don't have the same culture for puppetry that we have here because, like. In the UK, you've got a lot of, kids shows throughout the decades that have had lots of puppetry and stuff. And of course, here you have Sesame Street and Jim Henson and all of that. And I mean, they know of that stuff and they've seen that stuff, but it's just not ingrained in their culture like it is here. So it's just puppetry is kind of a hard sell over there. So
really,
yeah.
So I gotta ask you, what sparked a fire in your ass to be like, I want to fucking do this. I want to be a puppeteer.
Well. The thing that got me on it first was when I was 8 years old. My favorite uncle gave me a ventriloquist dummy, and I'd always loved puppets. And I'd watch Sesame Street, and I'd watch Dusty's Treehouse and Mr. Rogers, and when I would watch these shows, there was just a real interest there. But when I tried to get into ventriloquism, I was like, this isn't for me. And then I got involved there was a troupe in my hometown, this woman who taught kids puppetry, and they would perform for, old folks' homes and orphanages and stuff like that. And you had to be 12 to be in it. And I was so like, I wanted to do it so bad. I would bug her, and she was a friend of my mom's. Finally, she said, okay, you can be in the darned group, So I got in it, and I was like 10, and everyone else was like 12 and up. But I loved it so much, and I was so into it. Within a few months, I was making costumes and writing scripts and building sets and tearing puppets apart and rebuilding them and making them better and creating new patterns, and I was doing all this crazy stuff, and I was like 10, and then she had a baby, and the group just kind of died away because she couldn't do it anymore, and I was like, screw this, man, I love this. So I just decided to do my own thing, created my own show, built my own puppets, and I started performing for kids in the cancer ward in the hospital.
Very
for
cool.
just free shows, you know. And so that's really what got me started. And it was like, you know, I guess when I was about 12 or something, or when I was about 11, I got this book called of Muppets and Men. It was a book about Jim Henson and the Muppets.
Oh, I thought that was like a Mumford and Sons album.
No. But the thing was, is every time I would watch puppets on television, it's like my little kid brain knew that there's a lot of stuff going on below, you know, underneath the camera. And I just really was compelled by that and just wanted to learn more about it. And so that's where my real love for becoming a puppeteer was sparked. And doing it
I could tell you put like a lot of animation and stuff.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like that's very important. The way you approach it and all, because you have to make it feel like it's alive. You know, you have to make it feel like it's an actual character, not just you just shoving your hand up something and just trying to make it talk like Wayne tries to do to me. But like,
it's working now, isn't it?
Wear a rubber glove, man.
Yeah.
No, but you hit the nail on the head, dude. You hit the nail on the head, because when I train people to use puppets, the first thing I ask them is, what is a puppet? What is your definition of a puppet? And you get a million different definitions. But the definition for me is a puppet is an inanimate object given the illusion of life. If it doesn't look like it's alive, if you're not making it look like it has life within itself, then you're not doing your job as a puppeteer, as far as I'm concerned. So it's really, and that's why Jim Henson was so famous, because his puppets, you believed it, man. You believed that Ernie and Bert were real. You know, you believed the Cookie Monster was really freaking eating those cookies and making a mess all over the place, you know. And as a kid, you were mesmerized by that, and you connected with that, you know. And
what do you mean as a kid? I still am, man.
Yeah, no, for real. Same. I was literally telling him earlier, I was like, dude, I've always wanted to do something like that for like one of my videos. Yeah. And I consider getting it, like get custom made ones, everything else. Yeah. And I think it looks so cool. Like I seriously, outside of you, even before even talking about you, I love that type of shit. Yes. I grew up on Sesame Street, and I think one of my favorite things was Kermit's just facial expressions. It's so well done. My favorite one is the way he smushes his face in when like that oh shit look. Yeah. That's like one of my favorite faces that I think a Muppet can make, because it does add so much. Instead of just yapping away, you're actually not saying anything, and you're just looking at the once again inanimate object coming to life.
Look, and you know what it's about the little micro movements. It's the little idiosyncrasies that you give a puppet. The little cock of the head. You know, you can take a puppet that's eyes don't move, they don't blink, they don't do anything, and you can get a lot of expression out of them just by those little micro movements that you incorporate into what the puppet's doing.
Yeah, my wife, she kind of freaks out because I have a couple little small puppets here that I use for my son, you know, like playing around with him and stuff. Yeah. And she's like, every time you put one, you know, because I've been playing with puppets since I was a little kid, and she's like, every time you put one on, it looks like it's real, and it fucking bothers me. I'm like,
well, but don't let it bother you, because that means you're doing it right.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
And people ask me why I'm not a ventriloquist, and my answer to that is, I learned when I was 13 years old that if I put a puppet on my hand and I'm entertaining a bunch of kids in a room and they're seeing me, but I've got the puppet on my hand,
they're not paying attention to the puppet.
That puppet if I do it right, that puppet comes to life, and they're not looking at me anymore.
They don't care who you are. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let me tell you a funny story, man. When I was a teenager, I worked at a camp, and these two friends of mine were Iranian twins, and they were like 6'4". Their names were Farouk and Farhad, and they were these gigantic guys, man. And they could kick your butt, you know. But I
wish a guy would kick my ass. I feel like I deserve it sometimes.
Wait till later.
The thing is we stayed in this bunkhouse, you know, because we were all staffers in this camp, and I had this little smart-ass puppet named George. And Farhad, the older of the twins, really loved that puppet. After we'd get done from work every day, he'd be like, "Dude, get your puppet, man. I just want to talk to your puppet." And so all my friends would gather around, and I'd get George, and, you know, George is a smart ass kind of guy. He talked like this, you know. And one day it was so funny. We were sitting there, and my friends were sitting around, and he and George were just talking about shit, and they got in an argument. and he was arguing with this puppet, and he was getting pissed off. And you know, they were like, I don't remember what they're arguing about, but he was going back and forth with this puppet. And finally goes, dude, you're just, man, you stupid, you freaking puppet, you're stupid. And he goes, I'm stupid, man, I'm not the one arguing with the freaking puppet, you know, and everyone's like, you know, it's like, he totally forgot the puppet wasn't real, man.
That's
he was
awesome,
like, pissed
dude.
off, man, arguing with this thing.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, like I just started getting my son into like he's actually I've been trying to get him into like the Muppets and things like that. He's only 5, but he's actually now he's more focused on the Muppets. Like he'll watch the movies and sing the songs with me and stuff. So it's really cool. I want to break him into like what is it? Fraggle Rock, because I have like 2 seasons of that on DVD he can watch.
Oh, wow.
You know, Jim Henson was a creator that was like just unbelievable. One of the best films that he's ever done was Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Oh, I love that show.
That
That's one of my
fucking movie.
favorites.
That movie just came out on DVD, not DVD, Blu-ray. So if anybody out there has not seen it, go get it and watch it. It's one of the greatest like puppet films ever to be put out.
One of the greatest Christmas shows. I
Yeah,
mean, it's just,
yeah.
just a wonderful little show, man.
Yeah, forget about the what is it, the Muppets Christmas Carol, because that ain't got shit on Emmett Otter's, man. Emmett Otter's will make you cry.
No.
And it also has a death metal band out there for all you metal guys out there. What was it? Oh God, what's the bad guys band's called? The River Bottom Nightmare Band.
Oh, yeah.
Because the bear's like, River Bottom Nightmare Band. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. That was the greatest thing
that's
ever.
a great show, man. I got to go back and watch it. I haven't watched it in probably 35 years.
Dude, it's
man, but I love
incredible.
that show.
It's incredible. I love it.
But let me tell you a fun Jim Henson story.
Oh yeah,
Like,
shoot, go ahead, man.
Not fun, but I mean, because you were asking me how I got started, and back when I was doing shows in the hospitals, I was doing some of my own characters, but I was also doing I used some songs from the soundtrack, the Muppet movie.
Nice.
And I had taken a Kermit puppet and put him on a log and had him play a banjo and sing the Rainbow Connection and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
And I was doing a few. And I was only 13. I was using a couple of the Muppet characters you could buy at the store in my show. And then people started asking me to do birthday parties because I was doing the hospital shows for free. And
Well,
people
yeah,
started
yeah,
asking me
of
to
course.
do birthday parties and stuff like that. And even at 13, I started to realize, if people are paying me to come do their kid's birthday party and I'm using Muppets, that's not right. I don't own the Muppets. I shouldn't be making money off the Muppets. So I decided, I had a friend who was, she was into like fan clubs for like actors, and famous people and stuff. She got me the address for Henson Associates in New York.
Whoa.
And I wrote a letter to Jim Henson when I was 13. I sent him pictures of the puppets that I'd made and basically just said, hey, Mr. Henson, can I get permission to use your Muppets because I do these shows in the hospital and blah, blah, blah. And much to my surprise, he wrote me back.
What?
And dude, I was like 14 years old. He wrote me back. And he told me that he had shown the pictures of my puppets to some of the people in his workshop that made the Muppets, and he encouraged me. He said, "Look, I can't give you permission to use Muppets in your show, but I encourage you to create your own stuff and just make your own little your own world of characters, and keep going." And I was so encouraged by that. It was like my freaking dream come true. My hero had actually written me a letter back. Yeah. And I kept that letter in a scrapbook for years and years. And I've long since lost it because I've moved like a bazillion times in my life. But the cool thing is after that, as I got older, like when I was 14, 15, 16, I would periodically I'd write him and say, dude, I'll sweep the freaking floors in the studio if you'll let me be an apprentice on the Muppet Show or, And he wrote me back a couple more times, and he was like, we don't have a program like that, but we'll keep your contacts and we'll keep you in mind if something, When I was 19 years old, I got a letter from Henson Associates inviting me to audition for the new Muppet series, which I think was Muppets Tonight.
Wow.
What the fuck?
So I was like, well, yeah, and I was like, dude, little farm boy from Texas. I'm thinking, am I really going to go to New York? It scared the hell out of me, the prospect of going to New York. And so I was kind of contemplating what I wanted to do. And then I was invited to go with a team of artists on a cultural exchange tour to China. So it basically became a decision, go to New York or go on this tour and tour China. And I decided to tour China. And I've kind of regretted that I didn't get involved with the Muppets, back then. Of course, it was just an audition. Who knows? I may or may not have made the audition. But I did go to China, and I did spend like 4 months touring around China, performing a show that I produced with a group of artists. And that opened a door to go to Egypt and work in children's television in Egypt for 1.5 years, and then to the Ukraine and worked. So I've lived all over the world because of the decisions I've made as a puppeteer / entertainer, and I wouldn't trade those for anything. But that letter from Jim Henson was the spark that really propelled me on my path to follow my dreams, basically.
I guess so, dude. That's like one of the coolest things to get in the mail is like somebody you were like idolize. Hey, here you go. I'm gonna mail you.
Like I said, it was in my scrapbook. It was like I worshipped that scrapbook for the longest time.
Like when we message people to be on the show and stuff, and I message a lot of people. I'll not lie to anyone right now. Is I will sit there and on my lunch break at work and probably message a good 20, 30 people, and I might get one response from those. But what the thing is everybody gets those emails, and then like a month later, I'll get like 2 from people I had no idea like they would ever say okay to being on the show, and they're like, yeah, sure, we'd love to. And I'm like, holy shit, all right, So it's really cool when you get messages
especially
like that.
Because you messaged me on I think it was on Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I get a lot of weird messages from a lot of freaks on there, man. So I'm like sifting through, women in Asia looking for a husband to, who knows what the hell kind of people.
Well, I wasn't looking for a husband.
Bitcoin, all kinds of crap.
Well, I'm from Singapore, and I'm looking for a husband.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can I tell you guys another funny story?
Yeah, dude.
Sorry,
yeah.
It popped in my head because it's hilarious. I call this like the day puppet saved my life. This really happened too. I was a teenager, and I was so into puppets. But my parents took me on a trip during the summer in a Winnebago from Texas to California to go and see the Muppets on display in a museum.
Oh, that's cool.
And I had taken a couple of my puppets with me that I had built, and I was, just playing with them. My cousin was with me, on the trip. So anyway, we went and we had this trip, and we went all over. We went to Las Vegas. We went all over the place. And on our way back to Texas, we're driving through Arizona. Now, this is in the mid-'70s, okay? I'm probably quite older than you guys. So we're driving through the Arizona desert. And my parents are, driving this Winnebago, and they look in the rearview mirror, and this huge mob of Hell's Angels on bikes, on motorcycles, are coming up behind us.
Oh, shit.
Now, back in those days, you didn't want to encounter the Hell's Angels on a freaking highway in the middle of the desert. And so my parents were a little, weirded out. They're like, what the heck, man? We got, 50 or 60 Hell's Angels coming up behind us. All of a sudden, these Hell's Angels come zooming by, man. Zooming. And the thing is, they're zooming by the Winnebago, and they're looking up at my parents, and they're like doing peace signs and thumbs up and smiling and waving. And my parents are like, these are freaking Hell's Angels. What the hell are they waving at us for? And doing peace signs and crap. And they were like gobsmacked, dude. And also all these Hell's Angels, boom, boom, they all zoom by, smiling and waving. And my mom's like, something's going on. And she gets up, goes to the back of the Winnebago, and here I am in the back window of the Winnebago doing a puppet show.
Oh, my God.
So these Hell's Angels are like riding up on this Winnebago with like this funny puppet in the window, like waving at them and shit. Oh, it's hilarious, man.
Dude, that's
my
great.
dad still talks about that story. But who knows? Had I not been doing a puppet show, we might have gotten pulled over and killed or something.
Yeah, you never know, dude. Because that was a wild time, man. Those guys were not people to be fucked with.
No, not at all, man.
Especially in like the mid-'70s,
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I don't think you're that much older than I am. You're probably older than Josh, but
yeah, I'm the baby here, definitely.
Yeah, he's definitely the baby.
Okay.
My birthday's actually Monday. I turned 46 on Monday, so
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I turned 55 last Monday.
All right. Well, happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Happy birthday to you, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Another January, baby.
That's it, man. That's it. Josh, when's your birthday?
July 22nd.
Yeah, no one cares.
What the fuck? Wow. Wow.
Oh, come on, man. Whatever.
Whatever. I've been nice and quiet this entire time, and here I am getting attacked.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Did I hurt your
I was
feelings?
gonna let you work me like a fucking puppet after all this talk. Like,
It got you all excited.
I was gonna call you Jim for a little bit. Everything.
Do it to me,
whatever
Jim.
it takes.
Do it to me, Jim.
Yeah. Fuck.
Fist me like Kermit.
Oh God. You said you're on episode 300 and something of this show, huh?
600. Yeah.
Oh, 600.
Yeah.
600.
Yeah. We're almost to
Wow,
666.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is not 666, but we're almost there.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
With the word God in the name of the title. That
Yeah.
fits so perfectly. Yeah.
Well, did he tell you that when he approached me about doing the show, I was like, yeah, it sounds like fun, but dude, if it's like some kind of religious show, I don't think I'm interested.
Like, nope. Nah,
From the
not even
name.
close. From the
What is
name,
this?
yeah.
They said you guys were like metalheads or something. So
Yeah, we're most of us we live our life. Like our thing is basically to live your life metal. Basically that means to just not give a fuck, keep going what you're doing, and just keep straight. No matter what anybody tells you, don't back down. Always.
It's so weird.
Always
I
stay
got like
positive.
a different definition from metal. I just thought you have to have your hair really long, wear camo shorts, and smell like body odor.
Well, no, that's why we say keep it metal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
It's our version of what we call it. It's not per se that we're a metal show. I mean, we do listen to metal music, most of us. But that's not what we only listen to, and that's not what we only talk about on the show.
Candlebox is metal, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Because that's my favorite band. That's all I'll listen to.
That
and Limp Bizkit.
Oh God, two of my favorites. Ugh.
Well, it just sounded like you guys have been doing this a while. That's why I was asking.
Oh, yeah.
How many episodes in?
Yeah. I think it's going on close to 10 years. Nine and something right now. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Great.
we'll be doing it for a long time, and we're hopefully once we get to season 10, we'll be famous.
Right. Yeah.
Season 10, huh?
Yeah,
So,
so-
how many episodes in a season if you've got 600 episodes?
Well, think about it. All right, so we
Yeah.
we roundabout do about 13 a month.
Okay.
So it's three a week usually.
I suck at math, so don't ask me, man.
I don't know. It's a lot.
Dude, we're from New Orleans. We suck at math, too. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I have to
we're like a
think
step
about
up from Mississippi. That's about it, We don't, because we don't keep it in the rec family. We keep it in like the second line of family. Like we're a little bit better than that.
roughly we do about 140 episodes a year.
Okay.
And that's give or take the different stuff that we do too, because we also have stuff that we do called MHOG shorts, which are just like 10-minute segments that we talk about one little topic and run off at the mouth. We have just different things. Like we've done specials where my other co-host Rum he does like DJ stuff and puts down like tracks, like music tracks for like holidays and for everybody to download for their parties and stuff, like just party stuff. Yeah, so we do all kind of shit. It's not just our podcast stuff.
Yeah, but this is this is definitely one of the fun parts of what you do, I'm sure, because talking to a lot of different people and just hearing a lot of weird crap that they go through and that they've done.
And it's great because you wouldn't believe the things people will open up and tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine.
Like there was, I'm not gonna mention his name, but there was a gentleman that was on American Horror Story that was on, and he mentioned another actress that he had worked with, a very famous actress from the show, and mentioned her boobs and things about it, and he was getting drunk while he was on the show, so he was like, he hit me up the next day. He goes, dude, do me a favor. Can you cut that segment out where I was talking about so-and-so's boobs? He said, because I really would like to work in the industry again. I was like, you got to
be careful.
I was like, no problem, dude. You got it. You know, I got your back. And then I still
okay, man. I appreciate you. You're the tits, you know?
Yeah. And I still have that segment. And, you know, I we cut it out for the actual one that's, you know, for anybody to listen to. But I have the the original audio, which is funny.
So if you ever need a favor from him in the future, you can always remind him that you still got that bitch. Yeah.
Hey man, you remember when you were talking about so-and-so's tits? I still got that. I still got it.
So what you're gonna say is that you're gonna give me $100 worth of fucking merchandise. Is that correct? Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all I want. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I'd never do something like that. But yeah.
So Brian.
Yes.
You mentioned George earlier as one of your puppets. What is your absolute favorite one out of your entire catalog?
Well, I don't actually have George anymore. He's long since been retired.
Rest in peace.
But yeah, rest in pieces actually. But I would say I have quite a few characters now that I use. I if you visit my TikTok, dude, I'll tell you something, man. TikTok has been a lifesaver for me through this COVID crap, because when COVID hit, when I came back to the States a year ago and COVID hit, you know, I had auditions lined up. I had, you know, all kinds of opportunities that I was pursuing that all went down the freaking toilet. And so as a puppeteer, I was like, crap, you know, I mean, this is like, I love doing this. What am I going to do? Because,
right.
You know, the industries are dead now. There's no live performances going on. There's none of this kind of stuff, at least at the moment. And I found TikTok. Now I knew about TikTok, and I had kind of, you know, put off getting on it because I was like, you know, not another freaking social media thing. But it's been a lifesaver for me, man. I've almost got 4,000 followers now. I've been on since I guess probably 8 months I've been on, maybe. And I love it. And some of my characters have gotten very popular on there. I have one dog character named Julius Caesar.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Julius Caesar. He's really adorable. Now all my stuff, because, you know, my background and the stuff I've done was mostly kid friendly and family friendly. So on TikTok I keep it family friendly. But Julius Caesar's just this adorable, lovable dog who is very flamboyant and is very friendly. Does a lot of, you know, upbeat kind of, you know, does things that are encouraging to people and shout outs for people and stuff like that. But I have a character named Gabi who's like a little gremlin, and he's like the wacky kind of manic kind of character.
Oh, like Wayne on the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And he's a gremlin with big ears. You guys should check it out. I'm ZimZam PuppetMan on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
That's ZimZam PuppetMan. And same as my Facebook that you friended.
Right.
And so you'll see a lot of my stuff. I just do silly crap on there, man. I find, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with TikTok, but it's really cool.
My wife doesn't get off of it, so yeah, I'm pretty familiar.
Oh, really?
With it. Yeah,
really?
That's where she lives.
She loves it.
That's where she lives.
Oh, dude, I gotta give her so much shit for that.
That's where she lives.
Yep.
Well, dude, I'm telling you.
Look,
funny.
I love her to death, man. But you know, that's what she does when she's, you know, like we're getting ready for bed or whatever. She'll watch TikTok, and I'm just like, I can't do it.
Well, there's a thing about TikTok, and it's kind of an inside joke with TikTokers, and you'll even see TikToks about it. But that's the whole thing of, have you ever gotten on TikTok for a few minutes and 5 hours later, and I'm just like, it's addictive, man.
Right.
You get on there and you start scrolling through people's stuff, and some of it's just freaking hilarious.
It's basically what Vine was, but like it's way more popular than Vine ever was. I guess is why Vine died.
Yeah, I never even tried Vine. I've heard of it, and I knew people that had it, but I never personally got on it.
The podcast actually had it for like a week, and then we're like, I'm not fucking with this, you know. We just because it was towards the end of Vine, like it was dying, so we're like, why are we even trying, you know? And then we have not yet delved into the TikTok thing, but we're thinking about doing it just for viewership, you know?
Dude, you should. You really should. You really should. It's great. It's fun. It's great. You can be as creative as hell on it. You know, you can do anything from original content that you want to create to finding one of your favorite funny, you know, audio clips and either lip syncing to it, or like with me, I perform puppets to lots of different audio clips.
Nice.
And as far as the editing abilities too, there's so many cool filters and just amazing things that you can edit your videos with, and it's really cool. It's so much fun. I probably do at least 2 or 3 TikToks a day.
Wow.
You know, when I have free time. Yeah. When I have free time, I'll see one that's really funny. The audio is really funny, and the TikTok itself may really suck, but it's like the audio is really funny. So you can save the audio from any TikTok you find and put it in your little library of favorite audios, and then go back to it anytime you want. Click on it, boom, let's make a video, and use it to make a video. It's so much fun.
That's
so
cool.
much fun.
I don't know. We're gonna mess with it, man. I'm sure. I just have yet to get into it, I guess, because I gave my wife so much shit about it, so I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I want to get into that right now.
Yeah. I know how that is, right? So now if you start doing it, she's gonna be like, I told you. It's like, yeah. Told you so.
I think my favorite thing is the fact that you said that, you know, you're in your 50s and you chose to make it kid friendly. Well, I have my nieces that are 8-year-old, like twerking their ass to like some of the most gangster-fied fucking music on there. I think I've ever seen, because they're like, look, Uncle Josh. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing this for? Stop. You know,
Don't do that. Yeah. That's like when Netflix released whatever the hell, the Cuties or whatever it was the fucking
gross.
gross. There was some Netflix movie or documentary about little girls twerking contests, and I'm like, you guys really thought this was a good idea? Like that's the worst thing you could have ever done.
Dude. Fucking like, French people. Dude, they think armpit hair is a really good idea.
That's true.
Are you saying French people invented twerking?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I mean, does anybody really know the origin of it? Let's look up Wikipedia.
Some woman or some chick had a cockroach crawl up her pants, and
she started dancing like that. Yeah,
started freaking out, and it became a thing.
Get the fuck out! Check this out. You ready?
All right. You got it. You got it. Okay. Here we go.
All right. The origins of twerking can be traced to Côte d'Ivoire. I mean, I may be fucking butchering that. In West Africa, where a similar style of dance known as the Mapuka dance was originated.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I can see them, you know, I can see some tribal situation going on with people dancing and doing that kind of stuff. I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, them tribal women are hella thick, though. You know?
Unless you go to Ethiopia, then they're hella skinny.
Right.
God.
Why?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Brian wants nothing to do with that at all. In fact, cut him out of this whole thing. Just pretend we did it after.
That's okay, man. That's okay.
Oh, man. Well, Brian, is there any other like your websites and stuff like that you want to tell these people out here so they can go look at your stuff?
Well, just, you know, I mean, if they're interested in finding out what I'm doing, check me out, ZimZam PuppetMan on Facebook. I'm working with a friend of mine right now, because you know, I did a lot of video and TV stuff in Asia, but before that I did a lot of live shows. So my dream, and I guess my real focus now, is getting back into live stuff. And I know that at some point COVID has to be a thing of the past.
Fucking
and
hope so.
Life has to get back to normal.
Yeah.
So me and my friend I have a friend, his name's Sean Ayers, who's also a puppeteer. We've basically come together and decided we are going to design and produce a live show for like the fairs and festivals, something we can tour with all over the United States once things, you know, settle down. We're going to try to maybe start touring in October, but if that doesn't work, it'll be the beginning of 2022. But we're doing a show called the Bizarro World of Doc Gompers, and it's basically this old explorer character who has a friend who's an alien, and Julius Caesar's his dog, and he's created a couple of clones who are kind of the comedy relief, and they're on the stage doing, you know, fixing crap, and you know, and it's funny because one of the clones dies in every show, and then the other one goes and hits a button on this machine, and out pops another clone, you know, the same character. and he's like wrapped up in saran wrap and shit. But anyway, so it's all these wacky characters, and we have a show we're actually producing right now called Space Rocks, because we really want to educate kids about things, science and interesting things like that, but also.
Oh, I thought it was like a thing on drugs. Like, don't try meth and crack, kids.
No, we're not going to get into that. But for me, it's important, in the world we live in, you just don't find enough
positivity.
Positivity. Thank you. Teaching kids things like, bullying's not okay. Like be nice to people. Treat people the way you want to be treated. What I call social values. And so those are the kinds of things we want to instill in the shows we're doing, but make the shows fun, make them entertaining, make them wacky. And so, we're working on that. We're actually doing, I think I sent you a link to a Facebook fundraiser.
You did.
We're putting our first show together that we plan to start touring in October. And we can use all the help we can get, man, because we're kind of piecemealing this thing together, trying to produce it and get it up and running. We've got all our puppet characters built. We're working on, I've got our stage designs. We're working on putting the stage together, getting sound system stuff together. At a fundraiser that'll be running until January 31st.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to help us out, man, check it out. Even if you just share it, that's anything.
Do me a favor, resend that to me on Facebook Messenger later, and what I'll do is I will actually post it up on our not only my personal but our podcast sites, because we got like 5 or 6 different ones I can post up. So
very cool. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
And our website will be going live on February 1st, and our website is going to be thebizarroworldofdocgompers.com, and Bizarro is Bizzaro, so it's spelled weirdly. But I'll give you that link as well.
Yeah, please.
But
please.
the site won't be official until February 1st. But
man, I'm super.
But yeah,
excited
man, thanks.
about
I really
it,
appreciate you guys allowing me to plug that stuff, because that's my passion right now.
Of
We're trying to get it up and running. So
Dude, I respect that and love that, like 100%. Like all jokes aside and all the stupid shit I've said during this entire podcast, I love the fact that you're actually making an effort to create positivity in a world that's full of negativity.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, like, it's overwhelming. Like, I mean, Wayne and I are in the same social media circle, and it gets very exhausting with politics and everything else. And like just being self-righteous, virtue signaling, and just people just forget sometimes, like, yo, we're different for a reason. That what creates individuality, but also respect, people's opinions and how they are, as long as they're not being like violent,
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I see, and the thing is I'm very passionate about the fact that I believe kids need to be taught that things like morality, religion is not a prerequisite to morality.
No.
Then you can be a moral, wonderful, amazing person. You could be an atheist. You could be a Christian. You could be a Muslim. You could be whatever. You could be purple, black, white, red, yellow. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter if you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered. It doesn't matter who you are, but you deserve to be loved and treated with respect. And kids need to learn that, because kids, you put 2 little toddlers in a room together from or put a whole group of toddlers in a room together from different cultures all over the world. They have fun, they play, and they love each other. There's no bias, there's no prejudice, there's no bigotry, there's no racism, there's none of that stuff. It's taught to them.
Yep.
And that's what I want to do, is make the world a better place by reaching out to kids and entertaining them with content that teaches them some good stuff.
Yeah,
that's basically what.
Just by looking at my son and the like, my son will go and hang out with anybody. He'll play with anybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Mookie's very sweet.
He is like the most. He's like a small me, as in like as outgoing. Like he'll talk to anybody. He wants to be everybody's friend. And he kind of, when kids aren't nice to him, he's always like, why are they so mean? I'm like,
yeah, I know, right?
I'm like, dude,
because it doesn't compute in his little brain. It's like, I'm nice, everyone should be nice.
Yeah, and I'm like,
and
dude,
that's really how it should be.
You just gotta understand, man. They're different people. It's not, just don't worry about that person. If that person doesn't want to be your friend, man, it's okay. You got millions of other people out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to say something earlier too, because you mentioned that you guys are in New Orleans.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Dude, are you both like born and raised in New Orleans?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, because our first puppet tour may go right through that area. I'd love to meet up with you guys. Because
Well, look,
my mom was a coon ass through and through, man.
Yeah.
I have relatives in New Orleans. My mom was Cajun to the max, and I grew up eating gumbo and jambalaya and all that great stuff.
Dude,
and I cannot wait, after 20 years living out of America, I can't wait to get back to New Orleans.
Hey, look, I can tell you one thing, man. Look, you guys tell me when it's coming through and anything, and I guarantee it will be there for sure. And on top of that, if we could do anything with helping you book it somewhere, let me know. Because
heck yeah, man.
Because we do book shows and do things like that too. You know, it's mostly bands and stuff, but you know, I've done comedy stuff and things like that. So, I mean,
same with me. And I will say this: even as much as I loathe Wayne on the show, I actually love him outside of the show. But he's really good at helping me find places. Like speaking of comedy, even when I did comedy, he really did help me out with that a lot. And I also know a lot of places on top of him, to where you can possibly go perform and like do things for kids and whatever else, man. We have stretched ourselves thin in the New Orleans scene.
Yeah, dude.
You know, anything we can help you out, man.
That is awesome, because the way things are now. I mean, my partner Sean is in Florida and I'm in Texas, and so what we want to do is a tour that either starts in Texas, depending on the fair seasons and stuff. Whether it starts in Texas and moves over to Florida, or starts in Florida or moves over to Texas, either way, we're going to be going through Louisiana. So that's why I'm saying I will not go through Louisiana without going to New Orleans. There's no way.
Good.
Hell yeah.
So,
and
I'm glad to hear that.
if you guys want to go through North Carolina and also possibly Savannah, Georgia. Justin, the Rum Guy, who's our on here, is my main co-host. He lives in North Carolina now, but he's also lived in Savannah, Georgia, and he's also got connections and all that down there too. So we've got you covered somewhere. I guarantee you we can help you guys out with something, man. So
dude, from Texas.
By the way, speaking of that part of the U.S. and puppetry. If you guys ever make it to Atlanta, Georgia, go to the Center for Puppetry Arts. I used to work there. I was a puppeteer there, a puppet builder there. That place is like it used to be. Now with COVID, I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but I'm sure they'll get their stuff back to normal too. But that place is one of the best museums of everything puppet, everything from Waylon Flowers and Madam to Sesame Street.
Wow.
And the Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, all those puppets on display. It's an amazing museum, and they have they used to have 3 studios that ran, theaters that ran year round, and they would have like a big one, and they would do show after show after show. So there's always shows going on there, and it's an amazing museum. Of course, check them out, post COVID, But yeah, if you're ever in Atlanta, Georgia, dude, that is one of the places you've got to go.
Yeah, I've never even heard of it. I'm definitely gonna have to. You can do me a favor and send me a link to that too, or just remind me of what it is, and I'll go check it out.
It's a Center for Puppetry Arts, but yeah, I'll either give you the name or send you a link.
Yeah, that'll be perfect, man. Well, Brian, man, it was awesome sitting down talking to you, dude. It was great. We had a good time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I mean, the hours flown by.
I know. Look. I'm gonna say this now. If you're more than welcome to come back on the show whenever, you're definitely welcome back on. But yeah, so go and check out this man's stuff. Go to TikTok like everybody else does in the world, except for me and Josh.
Yeah, follow me on TikTok. Help me get over 4,000, man. I'm like at 9,990.
Oh shit,
90 or something. Help me get over 4,000. Follow me on TikTok.
I'll get my nieces to do it. I hate TikTok.
Well, that's what I said.
You need to do it.
I wasn't insulting you, man.
You say you hate TikTok. Wait till you're on it for 10 minutes, man. You won't say that anymore.
Oh my God! Don't tip me.
The problem is
devil's work. Okay. This is like Metal Hand of God show. Okay.
Dude, Dude, that's perfect, man. The Metalhead of God channel on TikTok, man.
That's it.
There's everything on there, man.
We got to do it. We're gonna do it, and I'm gonna get Josh to headline it. Like that's
there you go, man.
Man, I'm not praising Jesus, but I will be praising Cheez-Its, if you know what I'm saying. Original flavor only, baby. No jalapeno.
Cheez-Its. Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
God. Well, anyway, man, thank you for joining us. I was your host, Wayne.
And I am the side motherfucker named Leone, a.k.a. Josh.
And that young man was? It's your turn.
Brian?
There you go. And
He's
like, is it
me, Brian?
Like,
me speak?
Brian?
Me, Brian. Me. Yeah, okay,
I think that's my name.
Thanks.
Brian, I mean, if you need me to shove it up there and help you talk, brother, just
That's okay. I'll pass.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. And remember to keep it metal!
This is Saul Ward Destructo, and you're listening to MHOG Podcast. God damn, that's a mouthful.
Adieu, parting is such sweet sorrow.
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama.
Get the fuck out!
Okay then.
That's it.